Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox. Today I'm talking about role-playing games on the original Xbox. During the 6th generation of gaming, the Xbox wasn't normally known for its RPGs except for a few. The GameCube and especially the PS2 boasted an impressive lineup of RPG titles, while the Xbox had fewer offerings. However, you might be surprised to learn just how many RPGs were released on the original Xbox. Among them, you'll find some well-known classics as well as hidden gems. In this video, I've randomly selected 5 RPGs from the Xbox library to share with you, providing a diverse range of RPG styles. While there is a popular choice here and some hidden gems, I'm aware that some classics like Fable and Jade Empire did not make it to this video. If your favorite didn't make the list, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd be thrilled to consider it for a future sequel to this video. But for now, let's delve into the world of RPGs on the original Xbox. Starting with easily the most popular game on the list is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, published by LucasArts and developed by the amazing BioWare. It was released on the Xbox on July 16, 2003, and has since been made available on PC, Switch, mobile, and is backwards compatible on all new Xbox consoles, making it readily accessible to play, and if you haven't, you really should. It's an amazing RPG, let alone an amazing Star Wars game as well. Set thousands of years before the main films, this game is about your pursuit of Darth Malak, a Sith who is fighting against the Galactic Republic. What's great about this game is that it offers an in-depth look at the Star Wars universe without any ties to the Star Wars movie stories or characters. It's fresh and unique, and the dialogue trees are wonderfully crafted with some great touches. I particularly love the pull towards realism, with each alien race speaking their native tongue, making it an excellent world-building tool. This is a turn-based RPG in which your character will rush into fights and will continually hit until you tell them to do otherwise, using your force powers or combat moves to break up the action. This might not appeal to everybody because it doesn't feel like you have full control since you just swing or shoot at each other over time, but I think the special moves add a nice variety to keep fights interesting. With your crew that you assemble, they all bring something unique to the battle system as well as the in-game story. I personally find most of the backstories of your characters to be deeply interesting, and much like BioWare's later Mass Effect, you begin to really deeply care about these characters. The biggest thing I look for in an RPG is the leveling and stats, and you really get a great system here in Knights of the Old Republic. With so many stat trees and talents, there's a lot of open-ended character design, and crafting a new style is enticing to set you up for multiple playthroughs, as well as the morality choices and all of the excellent Star Wars worlds you visit, which all look gorgeous on the Xbox. If it's not obvious, I love this game, and I highly recommend it to anybody to play, even non-Star Wars fans. It's an excellent RPG with so much variety and great storytelling. I'm excited to do a deep dive one day, but for now, all I can say is I highly recommend playing or replaying it if it's been a while. Next up is Sudeki, an action RPG published by Microsoft Game Studios and developed by Climax Studios. It was originally released on July 20th, 2004 for the Xbox and later made its way to PC, where you can still find it on Steam today. Sudeki had an interesting journey as it was initially being developed for the Dreamcast. Microsoft decided to pick it up because they saw a lack of JRPGs on the console. It's funny because Climax Studios is a British studio, but they were working on something that resembled a JRPG. In terms of gameplay, I'd say it's somewhat similar to Fable. You play as a character in a third-person camera setting, and it's not turn-based, it's all about combos. However, the Japanese influence becomes evident in its emphasis on skill trees, character leveling across various different skills, and a significant focus on numbers. The plot of Sudeki is relatively straightforward. It unfolds on the planet of Sudeki, which is under the threat of attack by a dark god. You and your team embark on a journey to stop this dark god. While the story may sound like a standard template, it provides a solid foundation for an intriguing world. The real strength of the plot lies in the diverse characters you encounter throughout your journey. From the animal-like inhabitants who appear to be part of a class divide with humans, to your teammates who follow you everywhere. The world is populated with a variety of intriguing personalities. While the plot itself isn't groundbreaking, it introduces interesting characters and offers enjoyable gameplay. The combat system in Sudeki is refreshingly simple, making it accessible and fun. It relies on button presses and specific combos, and you can dynamically pause the gameplay to use spells. If you enjoy action RPGs, you'll feel right at home here, with a wide range of equipment and armor to customize your characters and enhance your stats. I was pleasantly surprised by the depth of the weapon enchantment system and the enjoyable additions it brings to your arsenal. From a visual perspective, this game is a shining example of an Xbox title. While the character models might be the weakest link, the environments are vibrant and colorful. The level of detail in towns is impressive, and the game makes great use of lighting to create a spectacular visual experience. It's evident that the developers pushed the Xbox hardware to its limits, resulting in a visually stunning game. In summary, Sudeki is a relatively lightweight but highly enjoyable RPG gem. If you appreciate action-oriented RPGs that still offer in-depth stat management, you'll find yourself right at home with this one. It's a well-rounded game that provides a satisfying gaming experience. Let's switch things up with Arx Fatalis, published for the Xbox by Dreamcatcher Interactive and developed by Arcane Studios, the same team behind the Dishonored franchise. Arx Fatalis is a first-person RPG that delves deep into dungeon crawling. It shares some similarities with Morrowind, but the game's tighter, more confined locations set it apart. The unique plot is set in a world that exists within a vast cave system. You wake up as a prisoner in these dark depths, and as you progress, you uncover an evil plot. However, what truly makes this game special is its open-ended feel over its story. The character customization in Arx Fatalis is impressively deep, offering a multitude of skills to invest your hard-earned experience points in. This system provides dynamic options for creating characters focused on spells, swords, stealth, or anything in between. A spell-focused build can be incredibly enjoyable thanks to the unique spell system. You collect runes, each associated with a unique gesture. On PC, it's executed through mouse gestures, while on the Xbox, it involves the D-pad and certain button combinations. While it may seem like a lot to learn, there's something rewarding about RPG elements like this that immerse you in the game world and encourages you to explore something intriguing about it. If you're a fan of old-school dungeon crawlers, Arx Fatalis is a perfect choice. With its extensive inventory system and room puzzles, exploring the game world is an absolute delight. When I revisited this game for the purpose of recording footage for this video, I found it hard to put down. There's an undeniable thrill in exploring every nook and cranny, spelunking through intricate cave systems and discovering hidden treasures. Collecting items and solving puzzles that open up secret corridors are exceptionally rewarding. The game's visuals are a mix of dark and dank caves with grimy tunnels, but as you ascend through the cave system, you'll encounter bright and beautiful interiors, providing a pleasant variety of environments. Arx Fatalis is a genuinely captivating game. If you've never played it and enjoy Elder Scrolls, you're bound to find this one fascinating. Even if you're not a fan of the Elder Scrolls series, you might appreciate the streamlined approach to exploration in this one. Personally, I've always had a deep affection for exploring this game's world, and I can't seem to get enough of it. Before we proceed, if you're enjoying this video so far, please consider giving it a like. Your support goes a long way in helping out the channel, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with more retro Xbox content, but let's continue. Next up is Metal Dungeon, an Xbox exclusive title published by Zycat Interactive and Panther Software, released on December 3rd, 2002. This game is as close to a traditional turn-based RPG as we will get today. Metal Dungeon is a really interesting title, mainly because it was criticized by reviewers at the time of its release and is now considered an obscure oddity. I won't claim that critics were wrong, but I do believe this game has some appeal and can be fun to the right person. It may not be the most accessible game, but it's certainly not awful. The plot is introduced through a text crawl telling the story of a god of magic breaking free and taking over a massive research facility. You take control of a group of characters tasked with infiltrating and reclaiming the facility. That's pretty much it for story, and you're thrown right into the action. In a peculiar design choice, every character is created by you, and you build your entire squad, including their classes and appearance, using a character editor that is surprisingly solid for its time. There are multiple classes, from typical sword-based warrior to spellcasters, and even unusual ones like Analyzer, which provides stats on enemies and uses guns. I actually enjoyed this aspect a lot, as it gives the game a nice personal touch. However, once you delve into the game, some of its shortcomings become evident. It features multiple levels to explore and is a top-down dungeon crawler with randomly generated rooms. The game's visual style is a bit bland, with a lot of grays and frequently repeating enemy designs. Everything feels rather dreary, and every battle takes place against a plain black background. Visually, it doesn't stand out. The combat is also relatively plain. It operates on a turn-based system, with your team automatically attacking unless you instruct them otherwise. While I personally don't mind this, as I enjoy turn-based RPGs and managing stats, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. One interesting feature is the ability to turn off combat animations to speed up battles, which aligns with a more modern approach to turn-based RPGs. However, that's essentially the whole game. You can purchase equipment and level up, but it doesn't reinvent the RPG genre. It does a decent job without being anything exceptional. I would only recommend it if you're a dedicated fan to the genre, or if you find it intriguing as an obscure oddity. I wouldn't say it's a must-play RPG on the Xbox. Finally, we have Dungeons & Dragons Heroes, which is an exclusive title for the Xbox, published and developed by Atari. It was released on September 29th, 2003. This is a top-down hack-and-slash RPG similar in style to the popular Dark Alliance series of the time. Dungeons & Dragons Heroes takes the formula of that game and runs with it, offering a great leveling system and addicting gameplay. In this game, you choose your hero and embark on a quest to defeat a dark wizard. The main plot just serves as a backdrop for various fun events throughout the game. The gameplay is where the game truly shines, as it's a straightforward and enjoyable experience. You can control a wizard, fighter, cleric, or rogue, and you'll face waves of enemies in dungeon-like areas. Your goal is to clear the map, and you do so by smashing buttons to defeat enemies. It's simple, fun, and perfect for co-op play. You can enjoy this game with up to 4 people, and its easy to pick up nature makes it a great addition to any game night. One of the game's highlights is the looting element. Killing foes and opening treasure chests reveal a wealth of equipment, potions, and gold. The amount of loot you encounter can be overwhelming, making it a paradise for people who love looting in video games. Dungeons & Dragons Heroes features an excellent leveling system as well, and the stats and skill tree are robust. Each character has a unique playstyle, and it makes it really good for multiple playthroughs. This game offers simple RPG fun. While it's at its best with multiple players, even people playing by themselves will have a great time exploring and looting to their heart's content. It may not amaze you with a groundbreaking story, and the game looks alright, but it promises you an enjoyable experience from start to finish. That concludes our list of RPGs on the Xbox. These choices were picked randomly, but if your favorite was missed, please share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your top picks, and I might even include them in a future list. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I want to extend a special shout out to my YouTube channel members. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.